I can slowly feel my creativity dipping a little bit, and you know what? I don't want that. So today I've come up with a look in mind that is going to be kind of weird. I've never ever done anything like this before, so I'm hoping that it's all going to turn out really, really well. It's going to look cool. We're going to like create a little piece of art by the end of this video. And also, I want to jump on the bandwagon and talk about makeup propaganda I am not falling for. So I have a lot of points about makeup and beauty, and then at the end I do have a few more just kind of like lifestyle general points as well. Definitely let me know your propaganda that you're not falling for. I love this trend. I think it is so much fun, and I think it's quite eye-opening as well, hearing other people's thoughts, and it kind of makes you think, hang on a minute, yeah, maybe I shouldn't fall for that either. But just before we do jump into the video today, guys, if you haven't already, definitely like and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. I'm trying to hit 8,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I really hope that we can do it, but we need your help. I love bright, fun, colourful makeup. I upload every single day. That could be project pans, shop my stashes, get ready with me's, all that fun stuff. So if you enjoy that type of content, I hope you do stick around. So my skin on this side, it was doing really, really well, right? It was doing so well. I had like period acne, and then I just never got a period. So I don't really know what's happening with my body right now. It's probably just going crazy. So I thought, you know what? What is something that I use every single day? What is something that I use to try and cover these up? Pimple patches. I'm going to put them on my eyes and use pimple patches as like stickers. Is that what it's called? Like absent space for my eyeshadow today. So I'm gonna take, there's two small ones and there's a few big ones as well. I think before I do that, I'm gonna prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I love this primer so much. It's the primer I use every single day in every single video. It is a must. I will blend that out first. And I'll also just set that with a lid setting shade as well, just so it's set nicely. I do always set my lid when it comes to eyeshadow looks. I just think the shadows go on a lot smoother over a set lid, but obviously everyone can do whatever they want with their makeup. That's just my personal preference. So I'm gonna take one of the small ones and I'm gonna pop it kind of on the inner part, like there. Yeah. Can you see that? There. And then I'm going to take one of the big ones, because there's two sizes. These are just the Beauty Bay ones. They're okay. They're fine. Like, they're not crazy good. I'm going to put the big one kind of like here. So can you see? I've popped them on there and there. I kind of hope that they take up more room, but that's fine. Just on the other side, I'm actually filming this as a TikTok as well. I've really not got into TikTok really. I just post like random shorts that I post on here on TikTok. I don't really like prioritize it, but I'm wanting to get into it. Not like into it, but I just want to make like short form content of my normal content, but like make it fun, you know? So all my socials are linked down below. If you don't already follow me on TikTok, there's going to be like some cool videos coming soon. I recently got a new phone. This is my old phone. This was released in 2013. Yeah, 2013. So no wonder the camera is absolute garbage on it. So I got a new phone just for filming little bits and bobs. And the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to use today is the Singe Galactic Visitor eyeshadow palette. This is going to be really good because it's got two very strong contrasting colour stories, and I think having those two on the different dots are going to be really, really exciting, and it's going to like cause this really nice contrast. And also, like, I love this palette. It's such a beautiful palette. I love Singe. I love Angie. We all know this. Absolutely love. So I'm going to go in with Eclipse on both eyes to start, which is the black. Okay, I feel like I'm such a grandma. I've just had to spend so long trying to figure out how to film on TikTok. I feel old and now my thingy is not working. Oh my god. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, but now my angle's changed. Oh, I hate social media so much. I've just done the black there. I think I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just going to focus on YouTube, I think. I'm going to tap this black kind of on top of the dot because I don't want it to be like super smoky. I just want you to just see this black poking through. So I'm going to try not to go too far past the dot. I obviously want you to see this black, but not too much. And I'm going to do the same on the smaller one as well. So, right, let's jump into the actual topic of this video. I've been filming for 15 minutes. Granted, half of that was trying to get my phone to work, which it didn't. Let's talk about propaganda I'm not falling for. More specifically, makeup propaganda I'm not falling for. So number one is neutral eyeshadow being the only thing that is socially acceptable or seen as like professional or seen as like good or normal. No, can we not? Can we not? I love playing with colour. If you're not new to my channel, you will know this. I love colour and being creative and just having a little bit of fun. And even now, I've been doing colourful makeup for so long. It's been about 5 years since I've been doing colourful makeup. I still feel like really heavily judged whenever I go out and whenever I wear colourful makeup because it's like not the norm. I know this is more of like a social thing, but I see a lot of like high-end brands almost like shame colourful makeup and almost like think, oh, we're better than colourful makeup. We're too good for colourful makeup. You know, things like that. And it's like, no, honey. No, honey, you're not. I have noticed a few mainstream high-end makeup lines come out with a few colourful eyeshadow palettes. So Charlotte Tilbury did release the kind of colourful 9 pans that came out not too long ago, and Natasha Denona has started coming out with a few more kind of interesting colour stories. But I feel like the only like socially acceptable colour is pink. I don't think there's any other socially acceptable colour apart from maybe orange. But other than that, I think anything other than orange and pink are seen as like crazy. Yeah, I mean, look at my eyes right now. I look like I've got the bubonic plague. But even if it's just like a blue or a green casual smoky eye, I feel like that is not socially acceptable. And I'm not falling for that. I think if you want to wear colourful makeup, you wear colourful makeup. Maybe it's because I live in a very, very small farming town. Like, there is no one round here that is wearing colourful makeup. Like, people, like, especially the older generation, like above me, barely wear makeup at all. So if they're gonna wear bright, colourful makeup, that's gonna be in my dreams. That's gonna be not here in my little small town. Stan! Wake up, buddy! Jesus! Don't do it again! Okay, I've got my black moles on. Looking good, looking good. You know what? I'm not doing a TikTok. It's just pissing me off. I'll do TikToks in my spare time, not while I'm filming, because that is really starting to annoy me. It's just turning off. And then I'm distracted, and then it's just not going to go well, is it? No, it's not. I'm really glad to see the rise of more kind of socially acceptable, colourful makeup, but at the same time, I feel like it's a bit too little too late, you know? I'm going to go in with the shade Cowgirl, I think. Here. Oh my god, I am wearing my dressing gown around my waist. Do not judge me. That's fine. I think I'm going to do red and yellow on the inner and then kind of like blue on the outer. That's my plan. I have seen so much shame around colourful makeup, not just from the people who are wearing it that feel like self-conscious, but from just like mean girls in general saying like, oh, that doesn't suit you, or that doesn't go with your like skin tones, or, you know, you should wear like this colour, this. No, because I want to wear whatever colour I want. I don't care if blue eyeshadow doesn't complement blue eyes, or if green eyeshadow doesn't complement blue eyes, or whatever doesn't complement what. I don't wear makeup to complement any part of my face. I just wear makeup to feel good. And kind of like a branch of this is also wearing makeup to attract men. This I think a lot of men think this. And if you are a man, I know it's like 1% of my audience, but if you are a man, makeup like isn't for you. I've had so many of my exes say to me in like a kind way, you don't need to wear makeup for me. Honey, like I don't wear makeup for anyone but me. Like, oh my God, like you don't need to wear that for me. I'm not wearing it for you. I'm wearing it for me. So this whole misconception that women wear makeup for men can absolutely get in the bin, because I am not doing this for a man. Do you think a man's gonna see this and think, yeah, that's sexy? No, not a chance. Not a chance. I'm just out here living my best life with my bubonic plague stickers on my face. It's absolutely fine. Okay, I'm gonna change brushes and I'm gonna go in with the shade Infinity, which is this blue. Okay, number 2. This is one that I really did fall into when I started doing makeup, especially when I started joining the beauty community, and that is collector's mentality when it comes to buying the new releases and buying new makeup, feeling like you have to have the whole collection and feeling like you need to buy Colourpop vaults. I'm looking at you, girl. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to try and be subtle about it. Colourpop vaults, I know they were a thing back in the day. I'm not sure if they're still as popular as they were. I'm assuming so. You do not need 50 lippy sticks if you're going to use one. I still have the remnants of my Colourpop lippy sticks vault, and I don't know how I'm ever going to get rid of them all. I really, really don't. Should I have bought 50 lippy sticks? No, I shouldn't have. But it's the same with, like, let's say, for example, the Tangled collection that came out with Colourpop recently. You don't need the whole thing. A lot of people wanted to buy the palette and the clip and the lipsticks and the highlighters and like everything because they love Tangled and they love the movie and they love the film. You don't need the whole collection. And that is a trap that I really, really fell into when I started getting into makeup, and I see a lot of people falling into now. You don't need the full collection to feel like you're getting a part of your childhood or to get a part of like memorabilia. Just get the palette. If you know you're not going to use the highlights, don't buy them, because I know the pull of that. Like, if they came out with a Lion King collection, do you want to bet I would buy it all? I'd really want to. I would want to buy that whole collection so badly, but I know that, like, if they came out with like a liquid highlight, I'm not going to use that like ever. So I'm not falling for this propaganda anymore that I need the full collection. Even when they sell, and Colourpop do this so much, they sell the full collection on like a sale price. Stop it, because I know if they came out with a Lion King one, I would be all over that. That was the thing when the new Lion King films started coming out. They started releasing so much merchandise for it, and it was hell. Going outside anywhere, I was like, oh my God, they're selling Lion King things. I need them all. No, you don't. You don't need them. It is absolutely fine to just buy one thing. Treat yourself to one thing, because we both know you are not gonna be wearing that bright, hot neon liquid eyeshadow every single day. Okay, I'm seeing the vision. I hope you guys can too. I'm seeing it. It kind of all depends on if these patches come off clean. I don't really know how I'm gonna do my eyebrows, but that's a struggle for about 30 minutes in the future. That's fine. Okay, next is luxury makeup. Big fat scam, babe. Big fat scam. I'm gonna go in with, I think, Hoodoo's first, which is the peach shade. On what brush? Still keeping it quite small with the brushes. I'm going to go in with this. It's a Jessup brush. It's the 226 Luxe Crease brush. I think luxury makeup is a big fat scam. I'm just going to say that here. I'm going to say that now. I really, really do. I don't understand the craze around luxury makeup, especially when drugstore and indie makeup is so good nowadays. I genuinely do not understand it. Paying so much money for a subpar product is like baffling to me. And you can get so, as I said, the drugstore right now is killing it. You very rarely find a product, even at the drugstore, that is just bad, that is just plain awful. It's very, very rare, I think. You do definitely get them, but I feel like you get more duds in like luxury and high-end makeup. I feel like I do anyway, because I expect that quality to be more, and when it's just not more, I don't feel like the price is deserved. So I'm more likely to really be harsh on high-end and luxury makeup because I expect it to be more, and it's just not. It's not more anymore. And I understand when the drugstore was kind of like subpar makeup, not really great, not the epitome of luxury. But now the drugstore is so good, and I cannot justify spending £100 on an eyeshadow palette when I know that there's going to be like some kind of dupe or some kind of like inspired by product coming on the market in a few months that is going to cost £10 and that is going to be almost as good, like if not as good as this luxury product, especially when luxury products are most of the time neutrals. You can get a neutral palette anywhere. You can get such good neutral palettes from the drugstore, and like, let's face it, once you have like 3 neutral palettes, you've got them all. Like, you don't need 50 shades of brown, like 10 times over. You don't need it. I'm not doing it. Luxury makeup is a scam, and I'm saying that right off the bat now. Even some just high-end makeup brands, not worth it whatsoever. The fact that I've been filming for half an hour and it's all just trying to get TikTok to work. I gave up long ago. I'm just doing whatever I feel like now. I had this idea, right? I sat down, I was like, oh my god, I can make a cute little TikTok and I can like double dip almost. No, of course it's not that easy, Caitlin. Why would it be? Okay, now I'm gonna go in with Saucer, I think. This light blue. I'm not sure if this is gonna be too light though. That's what I'm worried about. I hope this blends. I think it will. I hope. Oh yeah, that's fine. And I'm gonna be really messy with these last shades because I do kind of want them to merge into each other. I kind of want them, I don't know, I think it's just gonna look really cool. I think it is. I hope it does. I dreamed this look up last night when I was putting my skincare on, and I was like, hey, people use like stars and stuff as kind of absent light. What are they called? Absent space? I don't know. I'm not an artist, but they use stars and like moons and stuff, so why can't I use my pimple patches? I think luxury makeup has kind of lost its mojo a little bit. I feel like it's lost its like spark, and I feel like luxury makeup is not consumed anywhere near as much as it was maybe back in like 2010. I don't really see many people reviewing it. I don't really see many people talk about it. Even in day-to-day life, I just don't see many people using it out and about. And I think it's because of the rise of drugstore and indie and even just like normal high-end brands as well. I think they are just taking the world by storm right now, and people are realizing that they can get so much more for their money not shelling out Dior prices. And I don't blame them. There's a cost of living crisis going on, by the way. Like, I'm not shelling out Dior prices. Absolutely not. And this is like one of my jobs. I can claim this makeup back on tax. I'm still not buying Dior. I'm just softening this blend around the patch to try and make it as like dramatic as possible when I do take it off. Okay, next is one that I've been really, really struggling with recently, and it's one that, I'm not gonna lie, I did get pulled into this mindset, and it's a really easy mindset to get pulled into when you're feeling self-conscious, and that is no acne equals beautiful. I'm really trying not to have these thoughts because acne for me has been a challenge my whole life. I had really, really bad acne when I was kind of 13. I kind of struggled with it all the way through college, all the way through uni. Then I was put on antibiotics for my skin. It cleared up so well. And then I kind of realised, hang on a minute, I've been on antibiotics for 2 years. I don't think this is normal. And it wasn't. So I took the decision to come off those antibiotics because, I mean, you hear so many horror stories of antibiotic resistance and things like that. And that is like the last thing that I ever wanted to be antibiotic resistant. So I came off that on my own accord. And it was a really hard decision because I knew my face would be like this. I mean, this is pretty good for me, to be honest. I'm very, very happy with my skin right now. It has just come out of a really wild ride. I don't really know what was happening. Well, as I said in the start of this video, I had like hormonal acne and I was breaking out like I was going to start a period and I just like didn't. I don't know why. It's just my body having fun, I guess. I'm going to go in with Sol, which is this yellow, and this is the last shade I think I'm going to use as my blending on this red part. I wanted to, you know, bring in my top. I know I wanted a bit of yellow in this look, so here we go. But I'm starting to... I mean, some days it's a lot harder than others, obviously. Some days you sit there and you're like, I hate my acne so much. I don't think anyone loves acne. I don't think anyone is like thrilled when they have a breakout. But I'm trying to just be kinder to myself and think, yes, I have acne, I have breakouts, but you know what? I'm still really beautiful and like self-love and trying to lift myself up out of really, really bad mindsets. And I'm really trying to do that for not only me, but also you guys as well. I know that I do have it's a small platform, but it's a platform nonetheless. And I'm seeing a lot of people now posting unedited pictures on Instagram. And I'm one of those people as well. My whole Instagram feed is completely unedited. If I have a massive pimple on my face, it's going to be in my Instagram picture. Like, sorry, Caitlin, but there's no hiding. And I really feel like that has boosted my confidence when it comes to makeup and beauty and how I see myself. And I know I've seen a massive rise of content creators making similar unedited posts, and I feel like we need that because so long we have had like Photoshop and like fillers and like everything shoved down our face that we've forgotten what real human beings look like, and we hold ourselves to these standards which are not real. So how can we ever expect to reach them, because they are literally not real. It's all Photoshop, it's all edited, and it's just so unfair. I remember when I was in high school, there was a girl, she had like severe acne and I felt so bad for her. It was like awful. And I remember sitting in the textiles room and there were a lot of like Vogue magazines and things like that, and she was looking at these Vogue magazines and like crying, and she's like, my skin isn't like that, and my this, my that, and she was just comparing herself. And we were saying to her, like, these are edited pictures, like these aren't real. And it just didn't go in. And so many people are like that. So many people suffer in the same ways because they feel like they're disgusting because they're not the same as these like edited models. Like, of course you're not. Of course you're not. Like, of course you're not. They're not even real themselves. I'm done with feeling ashamed. I still obviously feel self-conscious every now and then. I am human, but I'm kind of making that conscious effort to just try and not do that. Try and be appreciative of myself. Like, if I look at my acne now, even off the antibiotics, I think it was easy when I was on the antibiotics to be like, look at my skin, yeah, because I hadn't actually done any work. I was just taking a pill. But now I look at my skin and I think, you know what, this is without any like medical help. This is just my skin. I've been off my antibiotics now for months, like maybe nearly a year coming up. And so there is nothing like in my system right now. This is how I've got my skin just on my own. Just doing my skincare, just finding different skincare that works for me, finding ingredients, finding this, that, and the other. This is it. This is all me. And I'm so proud of that. I look back on a picture that I have of when my acne was like seriously bad. I was in a really horrible relationship and it was just going awfully. And I look back now and I think, you know what? I should be proud of my skin. I should be proud of myself. Even if you're mid, like the worst acne flare up you've ever had in your life, like it's so difficult, but it does not mean that you're like not beautiful. It doesn't mean you've got to cover everything up. It doesn't mean that you need Facetune and loads and loads and loads of concealer. Like, you're beautiful no matter what. So that propaganda I'm not falling for, because skin is skin. It's natural, it happens. Okay, shall we take these off and see if this has actually worked? I think it will have. I think it's going to look really, really cool. I am just going to go back into the very, very deepest, not the black, but the second deepest shade, and just really make sure those edges are covered. I'm going to use my little tweezers. I hope they come off like okay. Oh yeah. Look at that. That looks cool. Look at how disgusting that pimple patch looks. Ew. That looks pretty cool, to be honest. It looks like planets, like solar eclipse. Oh, that looks cool. Okay, okay. And then that is the other one. Again, very, very cool. Oh, I'm loving this. I love this. This is so cool. Here we go. Boom. Stop it right now. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. How cool does this look? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How freaking cool does this look? I'm so obsessed. I'll zoom you out. We can do the rest of the face. I'm so upset. I don't know what I'm going to do on the lower lash line. Again, it's a problem for another day. Well, not another day, but for like half an hour. Okay, more propaganda I'm not falling for. This is for dry skin only, so don't get mad at me. But primer and setting spray for dry skin. I don't think you need it. I don't think you need it. I'm just gonna come out there and say it. I don't think you need it. I've not been wearing primer or setting spray. Okay, setting spray if you're having like a really like energetic day, if you're having a really long day, you're outside, living life. Okay, sure. I sometimes use setting spray if I'm teaching, if I'm choreographing, like sweating. If you have dry skin, you don't really need like a mattifying primer because you got dry skin. You don't really need a glowy primer because you can just use like a glowy foundation. That's my head anyway. You don't really need like pore control. Like, I mean, you can if you want, but they don't actually do anything. They're just mattifying. The whole reason that pores appear reduced is because the shine goes. It doesn't actually fill in your pores. So sorry, I just use a really, really good moisturizer whenever I do my makeup. And for me, for my dry skin, that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to use my Everyday Makeup Drawer foundation combo. So first is the Catrice HD True Skin, is it called? What is it called? HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. And this is slightly dark for me. However, it's a really, really nice formula. So I am going to mix in the Mitchell Build foundation because this is slightly lighter for me. I don't really like the finish of this foundation, but mixed into others, it does work quite well. So, Catrice. This is quite full coverage as well, so it will give me a little bit of acne covering. Not that I, like, need it, but I would like it for this full glam kind of look. And then I'm just going to dot a few Mitchell dots. The Mitchell foundation is just so dry. Again, for dry skin, run and hide. But for a mixer, it's fine. And I'm just going to mix that together just on my face. I think the Catrice is a bit more full coverage, so it does, I have a hair somewhere, it does kind of take over, which is nice because, as I said, the Mitchell, oh my god, this hair, it's not even a dog hair, it's like a full-on huge hair. It was one of mine. It was massive. Okay, yeah, the Mitchell is just so dry and like cakey and just not nice, so I always get so nervous going around eyeshadow looks. That's okay though, crisis averted. I just don't see the point with primer, because primer's meant to prolong your makeup, but if you don't sweat, you don't really need that. Like, I'm not Prince Andrew or anything, but I do sweat, but because my skin is so dry, it kind of like absorbs it quite quickly, and I don't feel the need for too much throughout the day, especially if I'm just like filming, or especially if I'm just like having a chill day. I'm not really doing any exercise or anything like strenuous in the day. I just don't feel like it does anything. I'm so sorry. If you're like a pro MUA watching this, you're probably cringing at me right now, but I'm sorry. I said it. If you've got oily skin though, I would say primer and setting spray are a very, very good idea, because you do typically need more of that oil control, and you do typically need more support in that area. So for oily skin, I definitely understand and I get it. But for dry skin, I just don't. I'm sorry, I just don't. Okay, this is the part I'm very scared about as well, because this orange circle is very close to this. I'm gonna be so careful. There we go. I'm just gonna blend the rest with a beauty blender, I think. You can always go over that with the lightest colour and just blend it a little bit more, but that's what we're looking like so far. That's a really good foundation combo. It is like completely wiped out everything. That's great. I feel like my camera is way too far this side. Let me just like try and center myself again. That's better. I feel like I'm actually in the middle now. I still feel kind of this way, but that's a little bit better than it was. This is definitely an Instagrammable look. I was getting worried because I had nothing to post on my Instagram, because I've been doing very, very, not neutral, but like basic looks recently. But no, this one, it's going on the gram, baby. Okay, I think I'm going to use my Essence Camouflage Concealer. This is one I haven't really used that much, and that's why I want to use it. I don't want anything to be neglected or unused, so I'm going to use this one. It's a really full coverage concealer, so it's definitely keeping with the theme. So yeah, I'm just going to jump into this one. I'm just going to pop it under the eyes. This is a tiny bit dark, actually, so I might just put a tad of this Mitchell. I'm actually quite glad that this Mitchell is too light, just because if it was my shade, I would be decluttering it, because again, the finish is just not for me. But it actually serves a purpose because it's so light and pale. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So next, oh my God, hang on 1 minute. I don't want to cover any of this blue up. This is so scary. Okay, next this is something that the more I've learned about my skin and the more I've learned about my own personal acne, the more angry I get at this. And this is 20-step skincare routines. You don't need a 20-step skincare routine. You need like 3 or 4 steps maximum. And that is it. I was told by my old dermatologist that normally the first product you put on the skin is the only one that's really going to work. It's not working how you think it's working. I think it's great to, let's say you want acne reduction and fine line reduction and this brightening and hydrating and this and that and that and that and that. And so you put like 70 products on your face that all claim to do different things. But at the end of the day, your skin is just going to get so overwhelmed. It's going to break out, and all those acne products that you're putting on it doesn't really work anymore. It's going to cost you so much money to buy all this skincare as well. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I've seen, especially with like young people, hate to be like a boomer, but I've seen with young people, they do these crazy nighttime skincare routines. And I'm like, that's not doing anything though. Sorry, that's not doing anything though. I'm gonna try a different powder technique today. This was by Robert Welsh. I was watching one of his videos and he said, he was talking about powder recently. So I'm gonna use my Essence All About Matte powder, and instead of doing like one big layer of loose powder, I'm gonna do a few layers of pressed powder and see if this looks any like smoother, or see what the dealio is with this, because I'm quite intrigued to see this. I do have quite crepey under eyes, so I'm just gonna go in and just set under my eyes with a small layer of powder, just like this. Normally I'd use a powder puff and just like go in with a bunch of loose powder, but I'm gonna try this technique today. I'm gonna see. My eyes do have a really fun habit of creasing quite a lot. So this is layer 2. Layer 2 on the other side. Okay. They still feel a little bit sticky, so I'm going to go in with layer 3. It still kind of feels a bit tacky. Maybe this powder isn't the best, because I've heard that people with oily skin say that they really don't like this powder. It's not for them. I mean, it's fine. It is quite nice. It's fine. We'll see at the end of the video how it actually looks when it has time to like settle. It's a way of powdering your under eyes. And I'm gonna just powder my T-zone very quickly with that same powder, and I'm actually not gonna powder the rest of my face. This is something that I've been playing around with, just not setting the rest of my face with powder, because as I said, I have dry skin, so I've been quite liking just letting my natural skin kind of come through. I've always set my face with a bunch of powder ever since I first started doing my makeup, so it's definitely a bit of a scary change. I don't know, when you've been doing your makeup a certain way for so long, doing it in a different way is a little bit daunting, but I've been quite liking it. Okay, and the next like makeup one, I do have a few just like lifestyle ones in general, but the next like makeup one is, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it, cream and liquid products. They take so long to blend out. They are not, I don't like them. I've never liked them. I've tried to be that girl who loves cream and liquid products. I'm just not. Powders are so much quicker and so much like easier. I don't understand the hype. I really, really don't. And I'm trying to so hard, but I just don't get the hype with cream and liquid products. They don't work for me, and that's okay. That's okay. If you love them and they work really well for you, love that for you. For me, there's a plane going over. Oh my god, this video is just like, it's just falling apart, this whole video. I'm gonna use my Essence Love That Glow and Bronze little bronzer palette today. I don't know, I'm feeling it for some reason. I've not used this in a while, and I remember really, really loving this palette, so I'm gonna use it again today, see what I feel, see if I change my mind about it, or see if I still really like it. I'm gonna go in with the matte bronzer first, just this one. And I'm gonna pop this on. This is quite pale in comparison to some of the other bronzers that I used. I do normally go for very, very deep bronzers, which is, you know, strange because I am very, very pale. But for me, maybe this is a little bit too light. Maybe I'll pop a tiny bit of a deeper bronzer on over the top. I'm gonna build it up as much as I can first though. So yeah, I just feel like blending out a powder is so much easier than blending out a cream. That's my opinion. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. So let's move on to some like more lifestyle ones. A lot of these are things that I have fallen into and things that I am just like done with. So the first one is filler in your 20s. Some cases, like I know some people have like jaw issues, they grind their teeth and they need to have filler in their jaw to like loosen them. Things like that, I understand. I'm more talking about like aesthetic filler in your 20s. I had smile line filler when I was, I think, just turned 20. And it was because I was in a really, really horrible place in my life. I was in a bad relationship. I hated going to uni every day and I was just like miserable. So I got filler done because I hated myself. I don't agree with that now. I don't regret doing it because it taught me a lot. But would I go back? No. I still feel it in my face. I'm about to turn 24. So it's been in my face for like 3.5 years. And there is still some there. I didn't realise that it never actually goes away. It like dissolves a little bit, but it never actually goes. I didn't know that. I only got it done once, thank God. So I've only got one dose, I guess, in my face. But I learned quite quickly that for me, maybe someone else is different, but for me, and maybe someone shares this sentiment and maybe I help someone with this sentence. For me, the reason why I wanted filler is because I wasn't happy with my life. And at the time I didn't see that. I only saw that like I wanted filler. But looking back, I was just in a really bad spot. And that's why I wanted it. It wasn't because I thought I was ugly. It wasn't because I thought all these things. It was just because I was mentally not there. I was mentally not with it. And because of that, my like body dysmorphia got worse. Like body dysmorphia is a mental health condition at the end of the day. When you're suffering and you're in a bad spot, obviously it's going to make it worse. And that 100% did for me. And I'm upset and I'm sad at the fact that I got filler. I'm not upset at myself. I'm upset that I thought I needed it. And I feel bad for young me because now I know that I don't need it. Are there things that I'm kind of looking into getting? Yes, but it's not filler. It's more like aesthetic. It's more like, I don't know, I'm not going to talk too much about this because I don't know if I'm getting it done, but there is basically something that's not anti-aging. I think that's what I'm getting at. Like anti-aging filler in your 20s. You're not aging, hun. Don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about it. Again, there are exceptions. There are like anomalies. And if you really want filler in your 20s, go for it. I'm just a girl on the internet. Like, who am I? But for me, I'm not falling for it anymore. I'm not falling for this like anti-aging. I'm not even 24. I'm 23. I don't need anti-aging products because I'm not aging. I think, again, it's this rise of edited pictures. It's this rise of Facetune. It's this rise of like unrealistic baby skin, no pores, perfect hair, perfect teeth, perfect this, that, and the other, that it's making 20-year-olds go, oh, I have one line on my forehead, which is normal. I'm aging, I need filler. Oh, I have like slight smile lines if I cake foundation on there. I need filler. Like, no. I've learned to do my makeup in a way that my smile lines don't come through and they don't affect me. And guess what? It's not because I'm aging. It's not because I'm old. It's because I was caking foundation on my face. Shocker. Like, wow, who'd have thought? I feel sad for these people who at 24, 23, even 20-year-olds. Some people get filler bang out the gate at 18. It's really sad and I feel really sorry for those people because I've been there and it's not something I'd ever wish on anyone. It's not a nice time at all. At all, it's not nice. For blush, I'm going to go back in with the Everyday Makeup Drawer blush theme. This is the Technic Warm Edits blush palette, and this is a palette I have not used in literal years. And the reason why I decided to pull this out for Everyday Makeup Drawer is because I was doing my inventory series recently, and I realised I'd just not used it in so long, and it kind of motivated me to reach for this again. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with this shade, I think. It's kind of like the most neutral one, because I need something that is going to work with the orange and the blue, and so I think this is going to be the one for that. It's just a nice neutral shade. That's cute. I am going to go quite blush heavy, just because, I mean, this look it's not exactly a natural neutral look anyway, is it? So I don't think we're going to be arrested for doing too much blush. Also, oh my god, can I make another note on the propaganda I'm not falling for makeup? I've just like thought of this. This whole like blush blindness or eyebrow blindness or eyeshadow blindness, lip blindness, whatever it is, No, stop it. I did do a full video on this, ranting about, you know, other people's makeup blindness is none of your business. If someone likes to do blush that is bright hot red all over their face, that's fine. Judging other people for eyebrow blindness, unless you're judging yourself, then I think that's acceptable. Like, if I pull up a picture and say, oh my god, look at my brows in this picture, like, ha ha ha, okay, fine. But other people calling out other people's blush blindness or brow blindness or whatever blindness, shut up. You're a bully. Like, sorry, I said it, cancel me. No, that's something I'm not falling for. I hated that trend as soon as it started getting popular. I just, no. What highlight did I pull for my everyday makeup drawer? Ooh, yeah, I'm going to use this. This is the GoGo Tails highlight. This is one, it gets hard pan so easily and it drives me insane. But once you get through that hard pan, it is the most beautiful, kind of sparkly, fine, glittery highlight ever. Pop this on my cheeks. Oh yeah. The glitter is so fine that you barely see it, but it just looks wet on the skin. So pretty. It's got almost like a blue reflect, which again is going to work so well with the eyeshadow look. Oh yeah. Okay, what else? Oh, drinking culture. I've not had an alcoholic drink in like 3 years, I think. I'm completely sober. It's not because I had like a drinking problem. It's not because I'm pregnant. I've had it all. Are you pregnant? Oh my god, are you pregnant? You're not drinking. No, I just had a mini stroke when I was like 20. I had what's called a TIA. And I basically OD'd on my birth control, which was really fun. I had too much estrogen, I don't know. I had too much of that in my body and I basically went nuts for a little bit. I had a little TIA and that really put me in check with my own mortality. And it really made me stop and think, like, what do I actually want to do with my life? And I stopped drinking. I think because my Freshers was cancelled due to the big C, the big cough, I never really got into drinking culture anyway. I feel like Freshers in the UK, if you don't know what Freshers is, I don't know if it's in other parts of the world as well. Freshers is basically when you first go to uni. You move out, you fly the nest, you're in your student accommodation or your little city flats or whatever, and you basically go absolutely nuts drinking and partying for like a week. That was cancelled because everyone was on lockdown. So I never really got into it anyway. It was cancelled for me, so I couldn't really get into it, and I just never did. Even when lockdown lifted, I just didn't really care. And then I had my TIA, and then I was like, yeah, I extra don't care now. You know? I might try and bring this blue down onto the lower lash line. Could look awful. I don't know. I'm just going to give it a go. So yeah, I missed out on a lot of opportunities because a lot of my uni friends were going out and drinking. And that's fine. I'm not going to judge anyone else for their choices. But a lot of my uni friends were going out drinking at night. And like after show parties I never went to because it's just the drinking culture I really don't like. One of my ex's dads was a massive alcoholic and he'd come home and be quite violent sometimes, so that for me was really triggering as well. I think this looks kind of cool actually, bringing the blue down. Yeah, I think that's cute. That was really triggering for me, and that just solidified the fact that I don't want to drink ever. And so yeah, drinking culture, I'm not doing it. There are so many great 0% alcohol ranges out right now that like that is fine for me. Like last Christmas, me and my mum just had 0% champagne and it was great. We had a grand old time. Same with New Year's. Like, it was fine for me. I will say my under eye is creasing a lot on this side with that like new powder technique. Okay, not sure that one's for me. I'm gonna try and like blend it out a bit. It just kind of looks a bit thick. I think I'm not gonna try that one again because it does look quite cakey around there. Maybe that works for some people. I just don't think it's worked for me. That's okay though. But yeah, drinking culture, I'm not doing it. I'm actually going out for the first time ever, I think. I don't think I've been out past like midnight once, but we ended up in Spoons, so I don't know if that counts because it was just Spoons. But I'm going out on my own in Birmingham. Yeah, Stan agrees. And I'm really scared. I'm so scared because I've like never been out. And it's gonna be really horrible for me. But that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, drinking culture, I just don't value it. I actually, like, now that I'm dating, I actively look for people who don't drink as much. If like they drink a little bit, like that's obviously fine. I'm not gonna like gatekeep what they can and can't do. I mean, unless they want to go out and like, you know, do crazy stuff, then no. But I'm not gonna be like, right, you drink alcohol once a week, like it's over. But I definitely look for people who are less into drinking now, which is very hard at the age of 23. I think I lose track of my date of birth in every single video. It's very hard at my age to try and find men who don't go out drinking because it is a big part of the culture here in the UK. But I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it. It's propaganda. I'm not falling for. The amount of money I have saved not drinking is actually ridiculous. But yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. I've never really done it. I don't see the point in it. Every single person who I tell, like I say to them, like, oh, I've never been clubbing. You want to know the exact thing that every single person says? Oh, you're not missing much. Every single person says that. So why would I want to go? I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. I have a few more. So I think I'm going to have like a nattery end to this video because I pretty much finished my makeup. But body dysmorphia is a massive one. I had an eating disorder for a very long time. I still kind of have it. It's something that I don't think will ever truly leave me. And I always think I'm fat. Now, I have abs. So I know I'm not. However, I call them fabs because like I still think I'm fat. Even though I have abs, I still think I'm fat. I still think that this, that, and the other. And you know what? I'm doing my absolute best to just not do that anymore. I'm trying my absolute best to step away from that mentality because it is so dangerous. It's so damaging to myself. And I can really feel when I start going down that rabbit hole, everything else goes bad as well. Like I feel like everything else goes bad in my head. I feel like everything just falls apart whenever I start going down that body dysmorphia rabbit hole, and it's just not fair on me. I lose out on so much because I just feel awful all the time. And body dysmorphia, I'm not doing it anymore. I don't know what shade I want on the inner corner. I kind of want a yellowy tone on the inner corner because I feel like we're very blue and I feel like a nice like yellow. But these two, maybe this one would work. That's definitely too dark, I think, to go on the inner corner. Maybe we could layer them? I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to use the shade Come. I did use this shade before, quite a while ago, and I said, oh, I'm going to use Come. And a lot of people in the comments was like, maybe say shade. So I'm going to use the shade this time. And it's COME, okay? I just want to clarify that. This is not a Jeffree Star palette. You know what? That nice champagne actually works. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. I don't think we need any, like, yellow on there. I think that just works on its own. I'm trying to kind of love myself a lot more in 2025. I feel like that is like the goal of the year, to be happy on my own. I've been single all year, which is a lot for me. Normally I'm like a serial dater. I'm always in a relationship, but I've been single for all of 2025 so far, which is a big deal for me. And I'm kind of learning to do things on my own and to love myself and to put myself first in some situations, which goes back to that body dysmorphia thing. I want to love myself, I want to work on myself, and I want to be the best version of me that I can possibly be, and that is what I'm going to try and do. So body dysmorphia is out. Loving myself and being confident and trying my best to put myself in situations that normally I wouldn't go in is in. And I love that. The last two kind of go together. So I'm going to talk about them both as one. This is toxic productivity, which if you don't know what that is, this is like my made up term. I don't know if this is an actual term that people use, but I use the term toxic productivity. And that is when, like, if you're like sat in bed or you're like watching a film or something like that, you feel bad because you're not being productive and you like want to be the most productive version of yourself that you can possibly be. That is what I deem toxic productivity, because you know what? Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes I've learned this a lot, like over the past month. I did get let go from my office job, and over the past like month, I've just been doing my own thing, just kind of like vibing. And I have had, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of chill days because the burnout was so real. The burnout, I didn't even realise how burnt out I was, and I wouldn't have realised if I'd have just kept going with this toxic productivity. But I very, very quickly realised that this was not able to continue the way that it was, and so I am having a lot more chill days now. Even if I'm like going into town, or if I like have a shopping list or something and I go into town and just do the shopping list, technically I'm still doing something, but it's not working. It's not constantly trying to chase numbers or views or subscribers or like crazy things like that, because that can get so overwhelming so quickly and it can really damage your mental health. Sorry, I know you can't see anything right now. I was just doing my tight line. And the thing that kind of goes with this is comparing myself to other people. The amount of times I've gone onto YouTube and seen that maybe someone's overtaken me in subscribers, or someone's got better views than me on the same video, or, you know, random things like that. It hurts so bad. It really, really knocks my confidence, and it really, really makes me upset. But I'm not even doing it. You know what? I've deleted the YouTube Studio app off my phone because I don't need that. I don't need that. I was constantly checking numbers. I was constantly trying to, you know, work on everything all the time. I was constantly trying to monitor and do graphs and do this, that, and the other. And I'm not doing it anymore. If a video doesn't perform good, it doesn't perform good. It's not the end of the world. I'm not gonna get so worked up about it, because I really, really got really worked up about these things in the past, to the point where I'd like have breakdowns, like if a video didn't do very well, and I just don't have time for that anymore. I don't have time. I know I work hard and I know that my content is good. Like I believe in this, and so you know what? It's okay. It is a little bit more difficult now that YouTube is a more significant part of my income, because I did lose my job. So it is a little bit difficult now. Because before, if I earned no money from YouTube in a month, it wouldn't really matter. But now the money is kind of like a part of it. So it is a little bit difficult, but I'm trying to just be grateful for what I have. And I saw one of the quotes the other day. You've probably seen this quote, but it's like, you a year ago would be dreaming of being you now. And that is so true. For me, that is so unbelievably true. Me a year ago, if I could see me now, would be like, oh my god, like incredible, amazing. So I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to be positive and be grateful for what I have. I have a hair in my eye. That's not what I'm grateful for. But I'm trying to see things through that perspective more, because I feel like it is so easy to see things just very narrow-mindedly and very like blinkered, and think, oh, I've not hit my goal for this month, so I'm a failure. But no, because I was still better than last month. That's what I'm trying to take with me into the remaining months of this year. That was so difficult for me to say. Oh my god. So yeah, these are my like propaganda I'm not falling for. I've been filming for so long. I don't know how much of this was like just me trying to fiddle around with TikTok, but I've been filming for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Which is a little bit longer than I usually film for, I'm not gonna lie, just a smidgen bit. But that's okay. I had a good old rant to you guys today. This video is going to be absolutely hell to edit, but that's fine. It is going live on the day that I am filming this, and the day that I'm filming this is actually a year since Max passed away. So if you've made it to the end of this video, congratulations, first of all, because I think it's going to be a long one. But yeah, it's a year since my dog in this picture, Max, passed away, which is crazy. It does not feel like that at all. I can't believe it's come round so quick. Yeah, like I remember that day so well. But again, like looking back, going back to that like a year ago, looking back at me now, it really does prove that in a year, your life can change so much. Like I've got Stan now, which of course is not a replacement for Max. Like no one could ever replace Max. But there's a new dog in the house and life goes on, you know? So if you are struggling or if you're in like a bad place right now, just try and keep going. Like there are people around you who love you and this is a safe space for anyone. So I hope that you do feel better soon. Hey, I was worried the lashes would hide the look, but I don't think they do. I think they do enhance it, so that's good. Let me know down below, what is your propaganda you're not falling for anymore? I know this trend has been like really popular, and as I said at the start of this video, like a millennia ago, if we remember, I really love this trend. It makes people open their eyes, I think, to different perspectives, and let me know, maybe there's something that I'm currently falling for that you will change my mind about, and I really hope so, because there is so much right now. It's definitely very consumeristic out there. It's definitely very like, you need this when you don't actually need this. And maybe you can save me a few bucks, which would be great. Or even just a mindset thing, to be honest. Like, I think it all helps. Okay, lashes are on. I'm loving this. I'm just going to do my everyday lip combo. It will be linked down below, just because I'm trying to finish all of these things. So this is one of those looks that's come out almost exactly as I thought it would, and not many looks do that. A lot of the time I dream up a look and I kind of plan how I'm going to do it, and there's always something that goes wrong or there's always something that happens. But this look has just been really good. I really like this. I feel like spacey, it's cool. And this lip is very nude. It is, of course, Colourpop Parker and the NYX Butter Gloss. So I think a nude lip is perfect for these kind of looks because I want the eyes to do the talking and I want the lips to just kind of fade into the background almost. Here we go. Let's take the hair down. And that is the final look. I'm baffled. I love this look so much. This is definitely 100% an Instagram look, which hopefully will go up today, later today. Wow, look at me go. Oh, yes. This is cool. I feel cool. I feel edgy. I feel just really cool. Look at me go. I think that this is so much fun. If you have pimple patches at home, maybe give this a go. It could be so much fun. But let me know, what do you think of my propaganda I will not be falling for anymore? Are you gonna not be falling for any of these? Again, let me know yours down in the comments. But this has been a very long video. Maybe I can cut it down. Yeah, an hour and a half I've been filming for. Oh my god. So I'm gonna leave you to your day. I've been gabbering on way too long. Definitely like and subscribe if you like crazy makeup looks, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye!